right, today we're pulling back the curtain and going behind the front desk. We're going to uncover the financial engine that keeps the entire hotel industry running. It's a world of huge risks, big numbers, and, some really meticulous planning.
I mean, think about it. You walk in, you see the smiling staff, the perfect rooms, the lobby is buzzing, but behind all that, there's this constant high-pressure calculation going on. How in the world does a place with so many moving parts actually turn a profit? Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out.
So first things first, we need to kind of reframe how we think about a hotel. It's not just a place to stay, it's a massive, and I mean massive, financial bet.
Just try to imagine it. Owners are pouring millions, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars into the building, the furniture, every single employee, and all the supplies needed to serve guest after guest. They are risking a huge amount of money, all with the hope of getting it back. And, well, a whole lot more. And the way they keep score is with this one little acronym, ROI, or Return on Investment. At the end of the day, this is the only thing that matters. Is the hotel's profit a healthy return on that gigantic initial investment? Pretty much everything we're about to talk about is designed to push this one number higher. Okay, so if ROI is the ultimate goal, who's the coach drawing up all the plays? Let's meet the people whose job it is to protect that investment and steer this giant ship toward profitability.
In any big, full-service hotel, that person is the controller. You can think of them as the hotel's financial quarterback. They're the guardian of the hotel's economic health, and believe me, their job is way, way more than just counting money. And just look at what they have to do. The controller isn't just sitting in an office reacting to numbers. No, they're right there in the thick of it, giving advice, managing risk, and always looking for ways to improve the bottom line. And, you guessed it, boost that all-important ROI for the owner.
So, how does the controller, or any manager for that matter, know if the team is winning or losing? Well, they have one primary, incredibly powerful tool. It's basically the hotel's monthly report card. It's called the Profit and Loss Statement, or just P&L for short. And this thing is the master document. It's a snapshot, usually taken every month, that tells the entire financial story of the hotel. It shows exactly where the money came from, exactly where it went, and what, if anything, was left over. And really, the entire complex P&L boils down to this one simple, incredibly powerful formula. Revenue minus expenses equals profit. That's it. The whole game is just to make the revenue number as big as possible while keeping the expenses number as small as possible. And to really understand that formula, you have to see that the P&L splits the hotel into two kinds of departments. On one side, you've got your revenue centers. These are the parts of the hotel that actually bring money in the door. So the front office selling rooms, the restaurant selling food, you get it. But on the other side, you have expense centers. These departments like housekeeping or marketing are absolutely crucial for the hotel to run, but they don't directly bring in cash. They're just a necessary cost of doing business.
Okay, so we've talked about the money coming in, the revenue. But to really get a grip on profitability, we have to follow the money going out. So let's dig into the expenses part of our little formula.
Wow, this chart tells a huge story, doesn't it? Just look at that giant blue slice of the pie. Sure, things like food and supplies cost a lot of money, but they are totally dwarfed by one single category, labor cost. It makes up almost half of every single dollar a hotel spends. And that's the key takeaway here. If you want to manage a hotel's finances, you have to manage its labor costs, period. And that cost is often a whole lot higher than you'd probably guess. Let me show you what I mean.
So a hotel might hire a housekeeper for, say, $12 an hour. That's the number they put on the job ad, right? It's the number the employee sees on their paycheck.
But for the hotel owner, this is the real number. When you add in things like benefits, insurance, and all the required taxes, the true cost, what they call the labor burden, can be up to 40% higher. So that $12 an hour employee is actually costing the hotel $17 an hour. That is a massive, massive difference.
Of course, labor isn't the only expense. You've also got the cost of sales. That's the literal cost of the food and drinks you're served. Then there are direct operating expenses, like all the cleaning supplies and guest toiletries. And finally, you have fixed costs. These are the big ones, like the mortgage and property taxes that have to get paid every single month, no matter if the hotel is 100% full or totally empty.
You know, managing all of this, it's not a one-and-done kind of thing. You can't just set it and forget it. Strong financial management is a constant repeating cycle. It's not a straight line to the finish.
And here's what that cycle looks like. First, you've got the day-to-day operations, just running the hotel. Then the accounting department comes in and gathers and double-checks all the numbers. Next, managers get that P&L report and they analyze it, they see what went right and what went wrong. And then, and this is the most important step, they actually implement changes to do better next time. And then the whole cycle just starts right over again, month after month.
This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? A beautiful lobby and comfy beds are great, but they mean absolutely nothing without a rock-solid financial foundation holding it all up. Success in this business isn't an accident. It's the direct result of a disciplined, consistent approach to managing the numbers.
Which kind of leaves us with this final question to think about. After everything we've seen, what really defines a successful hotel? Is it all about the guest-facing luxury that we can all see and touch, or is it about the meticulously managed spreadsheets hidden away in a back office? Well, the truth is, you simply can't have one without the other.